Welcome to Shimano land. Okay, for as old as these reels are, if I was ever going to own a line of fishing reels to sell, I actually would like to own the graphite Shimano reels. The TLDs, lever drags, the TLD Stars, the Tritons, the Charter Specials. Great reels. I would bring back the TLD 5 and 10. I would definitely bring back the TLD Stars. I understand why Shimano doesn't want to sell them anymore, because they just don't make enough money off of them. But they are great reels. I had the opportunity to work on 3 TLD 2025s. I finally had 3 of them all together at once, and I decided, even though this is kind of busy, you'll get a chance to see what it is that we do with these reels and why I actually like them so much, and why the upgrades are important. For all 3 of these reels, what I've done is I've switched out the canvas drag washer for the old canvas drag washer for greased carbon fiber, the Carbon Tex. They are $19 from Smooth Drag. You can't beat them. A nice thick juicy coat of cow's grease, and then wipe off the excess, and into the spool it goes. So that's the first upgrade. The next upgrade is to open up and clean out all of the spool bearings, the 2 spool bearings, with carb cleaner. You pry out the shields and clean them out with carb cleaner, and then I lube them with this stuff, the TSI 301. It's absolutely magical. TSI 301, 321, just as good. But I still use the 301. And then what you can do is put a bigger handle grip on there. This is the original stock handle. Here's the example, an example of this is the handle. This is the handle that I use, that I sell. I don't know who made the decision to make a handle grip for a reel this size, to make the handle grip basically the size of an overgrown peanut. Makes absolutely no sense to me, but be that as it may, that's what the brilliant minds of Shimano decided to do. So a longer handle arm and a definitely larger handle grip are in order. And then what you can do is clean out the bearings, lube the pack grease into the right side plate bearing, and then also into the pressure plate bearing. And so then these 2 bearings at least they should last a long time. After that, all you have to do is worry about the spool bearings, and no matter what you do, spool bearings just aren't forever. You can pack them with grease, but then the spool won't spin worth beans. So new handle, new drag washer, bearing service, general cleanup, and then what you've got is a reel that will spin kind of forever. Now, with this reel, stock, with the Belvilles the way they are, you get a whopping 9 pounds of drag before you lose free spool, which makes this reel suitable for, 600 yards of 30-pound mono with 9 pounds of drag at strike. It's kind of ridiculous. What guys typically do is put 350 yards of 50-pound mono on here and try to get 15 pounds of strike, but that won't happen. Not the way it is. So what you can do is you can get a little washer kit. And there's a Belville, and there's a washer to shim the drag pressure plate, and then there's a couple of washers used to shim the right spool bearing. To change out the Belville stack, what we're going to do is take these Belvilles. You've got a drop this out, and now we've got the Belville stack. You've got a thrust washer and then you've got 4 Belvilles. They're oriented right, left, right, left. And what we're going to do is we're going to not use the thrust washer. We're going to put the bearing back. We're going to get the extra Belville. It goes in right, cup left. This one's cup left. This one is cupped left. This one is cupped right. This one is cupped right. Put it back together again. And now we have made the Belville stack stiffer. Quite a bit stiffer. And instead of 9 pounds of drag at strike before you lose free spool, you get 18. Yeah, well, actually, we're going to have to do a little something else. We're also going to have to shim the pressure plate so that it stays level and doesn't wobble on you. And to do that, we're going to take a little shim washer. It's 18 by 25 by 0.5, and we're going to stick it here like this. Put the retaining ring back in. Push it back into place. 1 corner, 2 corners, 3 corners, and 4. And now it doesn't wobble, so it'll stay true. It'll stay flat. And then the other thing that we do is we get a couple of washers. These are 10 by 12 by 0.4 millimeters. And we're going to drop them into here. Now, if we just put in the spool bearing, this washer acts like a bearing sleeve. We're going to put in the right spool bearing. We'll push this thing down in, and we'll put this together. And you can see that it wobbles quite a bit. That's a lot of play. And it's fine and it'll spin like crazy like this, as long as you don't turn it on to its right side. Because then in the reel it'll stop. You can see it here. We'll spin this sucker. There it goes. And then when we turn it, it stops. And the reason is that there's too much play here. And when the pressure plate is really close and you tip it, then the spool falls against the pressure plate. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop in a couple of 10 by 12 by 0.4 millimeter. 10 by 12 by 0.4 millimeter washers. Bearing, return spring, pressure plate. And now you can see that there's going to be a lot less play. Your average piece of paper is supposed to be 3/1000 of an inch thick, and this feels like I've got about the same amount of play as a piece of paper. So a couple thousandths play. It's impossible to see, but it's something you can definitely feel. You definitely feel the play. And then when you spin it and push together, you push a little bit, then the spool doesn't slow down, it'll keep on spinning. So this reel has a pressure plate that is shimmed, and it's got the Belville configured left, 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 right, right, and it's got a pair of those 10 by 12 by 0.4 millimeter washers under the right side plate, the right spool bearing. And so I get 18 pounds of drag and strike before I lose free spool. And when I turn it to the side, it still spins. With the grease carbon fiber drag washer and the larger handle, what you've got is a very nice reel. You still can't go past 20 pounds of drag on this because you run the risk of breaking the frame here. The frame can crack. It's graphite after all. The 20 actually is a stronger, the TLD 20 actually is a stronger frame because it's narrower. You compare the two widths, you can see that this one, the 20, is going to be stronger than the 25. And in the case of the 2-speeds, the TLD 20 2-speed versus the 32 speed, same case. The 20 frame is stronger than the 30. So what you can do is just take, instead of buying the 25s or the 30s, single speed and 2-speed, just get the 20s. This is the same size as a 4.0 Senator. You can load it up with 80-pound braid. I think close to 500 yards of 80-pound braid, and a 40, 50, or 60-pound top shot. In this case, set the drag to 12, 15, or 18 pounds. In the case of the TLD 22 speed, you can do the same. Set the drags to with 40, 50, or 60-pound top shot with 12, 15, or 18 pounds of drag, and you're good. And that is what we do with these reels. Okay, yeah. So the pressure plate shim washer is an 18 by 25 by 0.5. The spool shim washers, thrust washers, are 10 by 12 by 0.4. You need 2 of them. And then there's the Belleville. This is the standard TT40. I had a bunch of them custom made. Shimano charges 75 cents for them each, or $1 or something. I don't know what anymore. I bought 400 or 500 for 25 cents each. Solon Belleville's is where I got them made. Okay, that's it. That's how we hot rod the larger TLDs. Okay, thanks. Hope you enjoyed it.